Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the third kit that I'm working on for the National Model Railroad build-off. And this is the State Line Farm Supply Kit. It's a relatively easy building as well as the others. There are a lot of parts to it in terms of window frames, the windows, and the doors that go into it. But overall, it was a pretty basic quick kit to get built and put together. As I wanted to weather the window frames and the doors, I decided to hold off on putting them into the building until I got the walls put together and the outside of them painted and ready to go. And then that way I could break out the windows how I wanted to, as I did in the elevator kit, but also have them separate that I can paint them and not have to worry about masking off parts of the building to get them to look weathered and how I wanted to have them painted up. So I will keep showing this of putting things together. This is just the walls. It's, just like any other kit, 4 walls put onto a base for the floor, and we'll pick back up once we get moved on a little further. Here is the building with the walls put together and painted. I used a mix of German gray and black on the inside, as I may want to light this kit up as well. I also had some of that mixture left over, and I used that as the mortar joints along the cinder block portion of the building, which is the 2 walls and then the backside, and then used gray green as the color for those. I also used orange red for the brick along the front side of the building and mixed in a little bit of German gray with it. However, it wasn't as dark as I wanted it to be, and tried using the mixture of black and isopropyl alcohol that I have, but forgot that the alcohol mixes with the airbrush center not well, and it ends up gelling it up pretty badly and really just ruined the front side of some of the building, and ended up going back and having to just really scrub out all of the paint just because there was so much there that it didn't show anything with the detailing of the brickwork. It just looked like a flat sheath of paint. And so ended up just having to really scrub it out and then just start it over with making the mixture a little bit darker. And luckily I was able to do that. The thing that I ended up finding working out the best was using the airbrush thinner and then an old toothbrush that I had, and set me back a couple of hours to get that really cleaned out and dried to then reapply it. But I think it looks really well now that it's been fixed. So we'll keep continuing on and pick it back up. I also got the roof rusted up and the oil tank and fuel tank as well that come along with the kit. The next thing was I worked on the window frames, and they had these little extrusion nubs. I don't know what to exactly call them, but they stuck out from the back of the window frames that the glass plastic would then sit into. And so I just pushed them in on the masking tape that I had and then put it around the Lazy Susan thing that I have and just painted them with that. I started out with an ivory color and then just did a couple of layerings on that with, I used yellow, brass, just to kind of give a multiple layer of paint kind of looking to it. And then I just rusted up the windows the same way that, or the, at least what would be metal, the same way that I have in other videos. And same thing, broke some of the glass out that I wanted to. And there was one piece that actually had already like a kind of a defect in it that was starting to show where the plastic didn't adhere or didn't quite come together quite right, and ended up just using that as one of the cracks as well, and that worked out pretty decently. And here is the final build for what I did. The ramp is pretty simple. It's a piece that's for the angle and then the deck part and some pillars that just glue into the bottom of it. And so I didn't show any of that filming. But I used some of the same techniques with the co-op shed for the decking as well, just to show that it's been out in the sun and, just give that dilapidated look as well. Here's a picture showing some of that a little better. Ended with a light misting of ivory just to bring out some of that sun bleaching. And then we have a final overview of the building and how it looks as of now before put onto the diorama itself. The only other thing that I did was use the train color dirt and sprayed that around the outside of the building to give kind of a dust look, and then also added a little bit more to the windows to give it that they're not clean, they've been out in the elements, and just kind of hide that up a little bit as I'm showing here. And overall, I'm really happy with this kit. It's as I said in the beginning, an easy kit to build. If you're looking for, a store that would be seen kind of out in the country, this is a good fit for that. Or if you just want to have something that looks different, I've actually seen a building similar to this that was in the middle of a town that was on the old Denver Rio Grande line. So anyway, this is what it looks like for me. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and we'll see everybody in the next one. Thanks for watching.